Hello everyone, it's Sharon Creations by Carrie. It's Carrie, hope you're all doing well. I made a couple more cards. I've been playing. I watched Gina K do a live the other day, and she was doing this is what is called an eclipse, where you do the card topper, you take a die, you cut out a sentiment out of it, and then you layer it up and attach the words back on top. She ended up doing multiple layers of paper, but I have foam, so I wanted to do it with foam instead. And so I backed it with black. That's her thing. And so I was looking through my foam and I thought that might be an interesting contrast where it's all pastels. That black would work and not be white on white on white. Excuse me. And so hopefully you can see that it has the black layer of foam behind the word hello. And this one was fun because it was a 6-piece stencil, which is kind of odd seeing that it's not a dramatic multiple colors. So I don't know if it's just that I didn't take the opportunity to add another color round to it, but my pinks are too close together, so it's really hard to tell the dark. There's dark in the center and then there's dark on the edges. So my two pinks that I used were too close in color. That's definitely a stencil I need to play with some more to see what colors I can make work for me to make it prettier. And definitely look at my pinks to not have similar pinks. The purple was definitely contrasted from each other, but the pinks didn't. And then I just threw a few of my homemade dewdrops and then cut out a flower center for it in pink foil. So I thought that turned out pretty. Another card to add to my stash. And then another thing that I wanted to try, hadn't tried yet, but looks kind of crooked. I'd done it with octagons, but this was my original plan, was to use one of my punches and attach them down like a background. And so I finally did it with something other than a simple shape. I ended up, with the octagon one, I ended up filling the whole card. Whereas this one, I wanted it, whether it was shapes or flowers, to be the standout. And I just happened to pick the paper that was pink and white, and so that kind of worked with the white background. I don't think I have this color pink, which I actually didn't even look, but I could have backed it on the colored paper and then put it on the card. Didn't even think of it. And I'm looking at it and it's crooked. A little bit here looks crooked. I don't know what happened. And it's a little bit over this way too much. I'm going to pick apart my cards. You may not see it until I point it out, and you may see it. And then I just took some of my pink dewdrops and added them to the center of the flowers. So then I wanted to try this, which is you use a colored ink and then you do your clear embossing powder over the top. So it kind of gives it a shine. So I thought that the shine of the hello and then the shine of the dewdrops added just enough pop. Hopefully you can see the shine. There you go. And that's just clear embossing over it. I don't even think I've ever used my clear embossing. If I did, I don't remember what I used it on. So my playing continued. And I apologize for my phone kind of going wonky. It's in a precarious position on my holder so that I can actually see the screen and make sure that I can keep in the frame. So the other thing I played with is my alcohol inks. And I learned a little bit about it. These are going to end up being coated with a clear embossing that I can use to cut out shapes, cut out words. I wanted to test and play with my alcohol inks in a different manner. Excuse me. I've seen people do this, but what they don't show you is that's what happens. It comes off. So this is going to end up being coated so that I don't waste this paper because I spent quite a bit of time. I put the inks on this glass and added some water and kind of mashed the paper into it to check and see if I could do backgrounds like this. Because I've seen other people do it. They just don't let you know that your inks will come off. And I found that in another card that I made, which it was the green over here, this green background. It ended up smudging because that spot never dried. It appears that the rest of it did, but that spot never did. So I won't ever do that technique again unless I plan to coat it with my clear embossing powder. But I do know now that it comes off. And that's in this one, I didn't heat dry all of them. I heat dried these two and they still come off a little bit there. So this will have to be set aside so that I can clear emboss it and use that as cutouts. Yucky. I also did it dipping it in water. Okay, so I have to hold these down with a hard book or something because they curled because I heat set them. And they're not coming off. It doesn't even feel like any of the ink is loose, as that one does. I don't know why it's different. It could be the depth, less water, more ink. But I had taken a container and put water in it and was trying different ways to try to get different looks. This one worked out better. This one, the ink kind of just blopped right on the paper because I had stuck the paper in there and then squeezed the ink into the water and it kind of just landed there. So you definitely have to do a bit of a swirl, but not a lot because you'll blend the colors. And so I can use these for backgrounds if I want to. And I can pick a side. But these were all dipped in the water. So you end up with, I dipped half in because this piece was so big. And it kind of just like plopped. And then this side, I spent more time trying to move the colors around a bit. So you definitely get different. This is paper in it and the ink squirt into the water, and this is the ink in the water and then dipping the paper in. So you get that marble effect. And I could even use this side if I wanted to. So I'm finding dipping them in water is definitely the way to go. Just by the experience of me doing the two different techniques, I will definitely do the water technique. I'm not quite sure how to get it dark like those. Sorry. But that's what I was trying to do, was get them as dark as I could possibly get them. So I might have to play again, because these are very light, and I definitely was trying to get bold. I'm not quite sure how to do bold yet, but at least I know how to get the Marlboro pattern. I just need to figure out how to get it darker. Okay, so the other thing that I did was I played with my junk journal. So I started to go basically a color theme, and so I was doing the green. I don't know if both sides will fit. Nope, both sides won't fit. Okay, so I've got the green. There's no rhyme or reason how I did it. I just went digging through my stuff looking for green things. I had green in it. I kind of pulled it aside if I wanted to use it or not. There was no planned out, and this may not be your style. This was not planned out in any way. This was kind of very whimsical. Just kind of grab some paper. This paper in the background here is homemade paper that I made, that I had taken a piece of paper and then put all different items on it and then layered it with tissue paper and Mod Podge and just kept Mod Podging. So it's rather thick. There's a curve right there in it, which kind of adds some interest to it too. I had a roll of gauze that is also in this paper. I had ripped off little pieces and put it down with thread and bits of flowers. I don't remember what else I put in there. That's how I made this homemade paper, and it's super thick. But I had some gauze still in my craft room, so I laid down a piece of gauze. I had another type of paper, which is, I think it's this paper. Let me see. There's a piece there. I'm like just ripped and tacked down. There was very little structure on this, and I'm finding I really like the non-structure way of putting together a junk journal page. There's nothing traditional about it. Well, there might be some traditional pieces, but my assembly is very non-traditional. I mean, to the extent of this piece of paper is actually an edge of a sticker. This one also. It's trimming, fussy cutting a sticker, and that is the scrap that was sitting on my table. And I was like, oh, let me tie that. So that's got some texture. I put down a button. Normally you don't see a button in a junk journal, but this was packaging off of some small pieces that I had gotten. Glued that down. This is a washi sticker. Here's another washi sticker. There's a washi stamp. There's a strip of paper. This, I can't remember. Yep, that's a sticker. But even, like, I took a piece from this and just ripped it and stuck my sticker down. I think there's another type. Nope, there's another piece right there. But the direction I went with this is because I literally grabbed a piece of paper. I'd watched a video. Here we go. Stupid thing's moving again. Her name is Friendly Quail, and she did these large envelopes. And so I did it. It is literally the fastener is a sticker. You make a slit, and here is a pocket. And it is made with, losing it, is made with an envelope. that you get in the mail. And you can stick tags in it. And you back it just in this section and to the edge here so that your things don't get caught as you're trying to put it down. And you're only backing this section in here. I forgot. I needed to go get an envelope and show you what I did. Okay, so I kind of started it, and then I thought maybe I should show it to you. You're going to take an envelope that you get in your bills if you're not paperless on everything. And I had to go digging because we're almost paperless. And you're going to you're first going to fold it to where you want the fold to be. So you can go and cover the edge of the film. You can even go up higher if you choose to. Totally up to you how long you want it. And then you cut across that seam. And then you're going to cut the shape that you want. You can use corner punches. I forgot to. Jeez Louise, I can't do a corner. Okay. So what I noticed, and I don't think that she did that, but what you end up doing is folding it over a little bit more for how wide your envelope is. It kind of loses, and you might want to follow her. Can't seem to. It's a very good chance that I goof something up. But this is the base for this, and it's literally this. Your base, and then before you glue this closed, you're going to stick the paper in here and make sure it goes all the way to the top to cover this, unless you want this pattern. I don't. I mean, that one's got some crazy blue in it. One of them she left that way, which added some interest. But you're going to cover this with paper, decorative paper, whatever cardstock you choose. And in essence, what she did was she put this paper down, and then put this one down, then she put this one down, and then she put this one down. So they kind of like overlapped each other. I didn't. I did the two sides, and then did the top, and did the bottom. Totally up to you. I'm not sure if I want to curve those corners, which you may want to. I didn't, but we may just give that a try. So let's try 7. And it gives you a rounded edge. Yeah, I totally forgot about that part when I made them. And that's simply how you get your curved corners. If you don't have a corner punch, you can try your best to cut it. I suck at cutting. And when you do this, you're going to put a little bit of your paper back here, fold it over, and then fold it over to here so it goes just slightly past. And you're going to have to cut the corners just a tad bit so that it fits in. Excuse me, it fits in there. And literally, this is what you end up with. It's clean here, so that's why you want to go over the back side. So you want to make sure your piece goes over the back side, over here, and then over this side. It gives it a cleaner finish. And then you're going to pick whatever piece you want to use. She dyed, or she inked all her edges. I didn't really want to do that. As much as I like that look, I don't seem to ever want to do that. This is in essence a sticker. and you have the opening so that it clears it. And there's your closure. Super cool, isn't it? I stumbled on that, I think, yesterday. So I was like, how simple is that? She doesn't give you measurements because it depends on your envelope size. Your envelope size is going to dictate your paper size. So there's other techniques out there to use these envelopes for. I had a bunch of envelopes saved. Apparently I chucked them in the trash because I can't seem to find them anywhere. I don't know what I did with them. Probably when I was cleaning my craft room I chucked them all. So I just went digging through mail and found a couple more. So I will definitely, through my junk journal, add some more of these. And you can make them as big as you want. I mean, because you can even cut it down even smaller. If you only want part of your window showing, I mean, how long it is based off how much window you want showing. So I think it turned out absolutely gorgeous. It was fun. I made sure that my paper went around the back side. I don't think she did on both sides. I think she did on one side and not the other side. I just happened to want all of the edges, and I folded it like a present at the bottom for the back side. Here we go. We're shifting. Sorry, you're probably getting nauseous trying to watch this. Stop moving, you stupid thing. So I folded it kind of like a present on the back side so that it would be clean if it was showing and this side showing. And then this side, I kind of did a little bit of the same things. This is a little pocket that I got from Temu and just put a couple of things in it. Added some buttons, added some words out of the pieces I have. Excuse me. Added a stamp. Found this piece in my things. In the background is a tea stained paper, and then I took other green paper and ripped it up and kind of added it. This piece is from the other side. Goodness. Oh, hold on. Sorry, my son just got home, so his dog is now upset because his daddy's home. Threw a butterfly, just added some interest. Oh, and here is some paper that is that weird. Hold on. Okay, sorry. I just literally went digging through my stuff with the things that I purchased that I was thinking junk journal, but not totally sold on junk journal traditionally. So just tacked them down randomly, however I chose. Then we got this side. I did a die cut, and goodness, I'd cut out a window, and it didn't look right because it was for a card that I did the other day, and it didn't look right because of the way the lines were. So I was like, well, let me stick it in my junk journal, and then I put a little sticker or paper behind it, a little image. Threw on a button. I threw some tea stained paper. I didn't do it. Then there was this paper with the rose. I just ripped the edge. There are a couple of more tags, stickers, papers, buttons. Then I took a brad. This had a tag hole element. I cut it to be so I could use it for put a brad, and it moves. And this is some of the paper that's on the background, just to add some interest. And then grandbaby's going outside for a grandbaby. So then I added some more elements today. I did these yesterday. The green and the pink I did yesterday. Admit sticker, admit one sticker, through a button, through the little pieces, a sticker tag. Most of this, if not all of it, is from Temu. Pretty much think it all is from Temu. I don't see anything that's not from Temu. Had the tag and I just grabbed some string. There's little pieces of paper. This has a different paper than the other side, but then you've got the flowers pulling in that match. Just so that they didn't look exactly the same on the background. This one has some music piece in here, music page in there. Clear this in here because it's got the music page, but this is another piece. I literally grabbed two. Here's the folder, or the pocket. Folder type pocket, I'm not sure what it's called. And again, did the same thing, except this time I did the top and the bottom section, and then did this section. You can do it however you want. It's yours. So you prefer this page more obvious. I wanted these pages to be more obvious. So that's why I did the other one in the background. And I can't find the spot. There it is. See? And now that's rounded. But this is actually a mailer also. This also has the sticker trim with some tags, and this has a music page behind it, which pulls in this music. And there are a couple of tags in there. But I use this butterfly, and you just got to make sure that the hole that you make will get it through, but not too much that it will fall through. And another button. There's an odd button. Buttons are the only thing I didn't get from Temu. These I got from Walmart. But there's some buttons down. Through this piece down. This. And then I did a blue one tonight. Now this is very busy for the eyes. I pulled out some pages, just pulled out stuff. That's what I was doing, is I was pulling things out and I was kind of collaging them and cutting out pieces to use just parts of a page. And this page back here, I ripped part of it, and this is one of the other pages that I made, the homemade paper. Here's another page that I just ripped a section, and the other pieces on the other side. Threw some stickers down. Just tried to do it to where it pleased my eye. May not please yours, but that's the thing about junk journals, is doing your own thing, making it yours and not like everybody else's. One of the other things that I wanted to show you was these cute tiny little envelopes. Learned that one today. I had these tiny tags. I had no clue what I was going to do with them, but I bought this die set that had super tiny tags in it. And so we have tiny little tags, but they worked perfect for this idea. So she had the tiny envelopes on a tag, but I wanted to use some of the pieces that I have. Like, I cut a bunch of these out, or it's not even that one. It's this size, this kind. So I attached 5 of them that I made to that. And then you go over here, and we have another thing shifting. We have another one. Except this one, I put a piece of burlap, and then I attached a bunch of envelopes to it, which she did it on a piece of paper. She also did another. This pink monarch prince is the one who taught me how to make these baby little envelopes. So I just put items down. There was something under here I didn't like, so I covered it with that piece. I put a little stamp on here. I didn't know. I didn't want the postcard blank, so I threw some words on it. You've got the little window that came off of a piece of paper. There's some washi tape. There's a little piece of paper with a tag on it and writing. I threw some ribbon on this tag. This is a pocket that I got from Temu. There's a bunch of them in a package. So I just put this that I cut out, stuck a piece of paper on it, put a hole in it, ribbon, and just stuck that strip of sticker in there. And I also dated when I made it. I wasn't doing that before. This little bugger is not easy to work around. It's tight for the piece that I have in there. Let's see. Little sticker here. There's a little piece of paper. Oh, I got to put this on. I don't know where I was going to put it. I think right here. Maybe not. Here. So this is what I kind of did. I was just kind of there. That's what I did. I kind of just put things down. Threw a button on there. Feeding them cheese, huh? So then I have a bunch of those little tags in there. So you only glue one side, whichever side you want open. You will glue the other side so they don't slide all the way through. If you want to. But you've got little tags in there. When I cut the tags out, I had these little pieces that popped out of there. So I used them on top of the envelopes as a little embellishment. That one, pen. I ran out of little... Zeke, what are you doing? So I'm going to show you. That's all of. I put one of those pieces behind. So I thought this was fun, but I want to show you how to make those tiny little envelopes. Then you can also go to Monarch Mom, or not Monarch, Pink Monarch Prints. So what I did, she didn't do this. I had a hard time getting them even. So that's how I started it, was pinch those two together because I could not get my two flaps the same. Kind of like making an airplane when you were a kid. And we're getting stormy still. So over the stinking rain. So there you have. Pretend like you're making an airplane when you were as a kid. And then this is the rest of it. I swear to you, it's the simplest thing I have ever done. Fold that. Do your crease. Fold this down at the seam. Trying to get it straight. Not feeling like it's going on there straight. That's literally your envelope. And some creases there. That's the seam. And that literally is it. You can put a little embellishment. She put a tiny little tag. She stamped. It literally is sticking glue here, holding it down. And it's open. So depending on what you want to do with yours, you can actually leave your envelope open and seal the sides, and you will have a little pocket this way. Or if you want to do it this way, then you pick whichever way you want to do it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this right here. So I'm not going to seal it because I have no intention of putting anything in it. It's just for dimension and interest and something fun. And literally that's it. I did them different widths. It's literally strips of paper. You, depending on how big you want the envelope, how wide you want it, is how wide you cut your paper. So this was maybe a half an inch, and so depending on how long your strip. All right, let me grab a strip. What did I do with the extras? Apparently. So depending on how long you want your strip. If the other thing too is if you have words on your paper, she said to when you're pretend there's words going this way. She said to do it upside down. So you want your points here. And that is basically how long your strip is how long your envelope is. So if you want your envelope to be like that long, that depends on how long your paper is. If you don't want your paper that long, if you don't want your envelope that long, then you cut your paper shorter, and then you'll have a shorter one. So it depends on how wide you go and how long you go, what size your envelope ends up being. But isn't that cute? Simple, cute, little embellishment that you can put stuff in. You can tack it on this side, the underside of the flaps. You can do that and only that. That way and then glue the sides here, and then you will have a regular envelope. Or you can do it this way. However you feel like it would look nicer. Now I have this check on that kind of has no rhyme or reason. But I stuck another one on there. So I just put it there. That simple. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like what you've seen, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.